Good evening, my friends. We are live. It is Saturday, May 3rd. I am back, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Oh, it's been a rough 2 weeks, I tell you, but we're getting through this, my friends, and I am back to fight for liberty, justice, in the American way. Oh, yes, I do not play. And with that, we'll get started with the real news. Today on the Live Free or Die edition, soon to be known as the Eli King Show, the starting article, or the top article on the list here is from Washington's blog. Polls. Most Americans are sick of the war on terror, the war on drugs, and all of the other failed U.S. wars. Yes. Basically, what this article talks about is, the stuff that's going on in Ukraine, Syria, Iran, and elsewhere. Especially in Ukraine, where we should be absolutely minding our own business. We have more problems here in the homeland than to be worried about some Ukrainian country. Let Russia take it. I don't give a damn. They make me sick with all this distraction in the mainstream media, with the basketball coach saying racist comments. Who cares? I mean, the guy's entitled to be a racist. This is America. He has a First Amendment, even though he is a scumbag. And who cares? You're just wasting airspace. I'm wasting airspace right now by talking about the scumbag. And Americans are sick of the war on drugs. They're sick of the war on terror, that we are not winning. Al-Qaeda has just retaken Iraq. They have retaken Fallujah. And the war on drugs, we're never going to win. We need to decriminalize drugs. Because big banks, as it states in this next article, also by Washington's blog, big banks started laundering massive sums of drug money in the 1980s, and they are still doing it today. You see, when you go out and you buy or you sell your drugs, and then the cops pull you over and lock you up for it, meanwhile the CIA shipped it in, and HSBC helped launder the drug money that the Sinaloa drug cartels have brought into this country with the assistance of our own Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. Okay? And today I blame this man, Eric Holder. See, this man, Eric Holder, is a scumbag and a racist, and I do not care if he's America's top cop. When you are responsible for the deaths of thousands of people, I'm going to have to call you out. I mean, you're a scumbag. Like in this next article by Kit Daniels, it states, Holder's latest scandal, Department of Justice now pressuring banks to refuse service to gun stores. Basically, if you own a gun store and want to sell guns, the Department of Justice and the Attorney General, Eric Holder, is going to shut you down and say you cannot use credit card institutions, or basically, your customers cannot use credit cards to buy guns in your stores. They are going to deny you, my friends. This is illegal. This is unconstitutional. This is a violation of civil rights. And we just need to wake up and support our gun companies, support our local gun businesses, and, because the Second Amendment is the key foundation. This is my favorite flag here. See, come and take it. Okay? If you want it, you're going to have to come and take it. Because us real Americans, not the American sheeple, but us real Americans are not going to just stand there while they try to take our guns and try to destroy our Second Amendment. So you American sheeple out there who have no idea what I'm talking about, wake up and do your research. Okay? They're coming for our constitutional rights that American soldiers have bled and died for on this soil and soil overseas. So for them to just to take our rights away is just simply ridiculous. Eric Holder should be ashamed of himself. And they say if you criticize the Obama administration and Mr. Eric Holder, then you're a racist. Okay? But meanwhile, I have news stories and news videos that I'm going to show you in a minute where, thanks to Luigi, the guy listens and watches all the way from Detroit City. He logs into mnn.org and watches me on the computer, and he sent me this video about Detroit citizens standing up. Not only are they are Detroit citizens, but they are African American Detroit citizens exercising their Second Amendment, their God-given right. Let's go to the video so you can see what I'm talking about, my proud African American citizens. F you, Eric Holder. F you.
Homeowner firing back. A woman shot an intruder who tried to break into her home on Detroit's west side.
Now that intruder is injured and in police custody. Here's what her family had to say to 7 Action News reporter Dave Llewellyn about it.
I grew up on this block. Never had anything like this before. Never.
But these are different times. So too, more and more often, is the response from people defending their homes against those trying to break in.
It's like they're not caring. It's like they're dying to get killed out here.
Around 12:15 this morning, a truck pulled in front of Jimmy McGee's sister's house on Detroit's west side. A man got out, went around the side of the house, and used a crowbar to try to pry open a window in the back. The homeowner was awake, saw what was happening, and called 911.
She stated to them, he's coming into my home. I really do not want to shoot him. He's coming in. Dispatcher stated to her, you have the right to protect yourself. So once she saw his arm reach in, which was her grandchildren's room, playroom back there, he knocked the figurines off the top of the television, and that's when she fired at him.
She gave him a warning while she was on the phone with the police, and I guess he ignored that warning, and he paid for it.
Police say the suspect was shot in the arm. The bullet that wounded him wound up hitting the garage behind the house. The male suspect was quickly taken into custody, as well as the female driver of the truck. He's in stable condition.
My sister is a God-fearing woman, and she's very, 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 very religious, and she's more or less concerned about him. Did I kill him? You know, and things like that. I tried to tell her, don't worry about that situation.
The family has lived here for more than 20 years, but after this incident, they're telling their mother it's time for her to go. In Detroit, Dave Llewellyn, 7 Action News. We're in the 12,200 block of Hayden, Glenda, and this happened about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, down at the end of the block. A 50-year-old homeowner was inside the home. Her 25-year-old son was upstairs sleeping when she noticed a car pull up in front of the house. A man got out, went around behind the house. The windows on this home are all barred except for one, and that's the window that he was trying to get into. She had an extra nail in that window, so he worked for some time trying to get in. The homeowner saw him, called 911, was on the phone with the 911 operator. During this, called back a second time, was assured that police were on the way. Finally, that man trying to get into the home broke the window, stuck his arm through, and it's at that point that the homeowner fired, striking him in the shoulder. Police arrived, they arrested the man, and also a 16-year-old female who was driving the car that pulled up in front of this house. So, once again, it's a case of a homeowner with a registered weapon in the home defending themselves against a home invader or a potential home invader. We're last told that the intruder had a serious...
You get the point, my friends. Once again, a homeowner with a registered firearm defends themselves via the Second Amendment. Now, apparently, we have a phone call, so let's get to the phone call and see what my viewers think about this wonderful situation of Americans using the Second Amendment to defend themselves. Caller, you are on the air.
Hey, my brother, how you doing? It's Luigi.
Luigi, brother, thanks for the video, bro. How are you in Detroit City?
You see how we are. We're using our Second Amendment right to control it.
That's right.
Wanted to tell you thanks a lot for showing that video yesterday, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you, thank you. I meant to actually show a different video But I was running and I ran into a traffic jam. But that was still a good video. I wanted to show the one where Cooper was explaining how George Bush used his Zapata oil company to funnel drugs into this country.
Yep, yes, sir.
Yeah.
That man was the first of a greater freedom fight come forth, but he would have to.
You're breaking up real bad, brother. Say that again.
I was just saying, Mr. Cooper was the first of one of our greatest freedom fighters, and what he did was it just blows me away.
Yes, sir. This is the absolute truth. Yes, sir. Well, anything else on your mind, Luigi?
Just wanted to say thanks. You got a great show, and I'm watching every week. And more calls. I hope you get more calls.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. God bless you, and thank you, Luigi. Thank you, sir. Love you too, brother. Dedicated guy right there. You know, it's guys like that keep me going. I want to thank you all. You know, because every time I try to get out, it's guys like Luigi, guys like Steve, who pull me back in. You see, I think about, I'm not going to do the show anymore. You know, I can't do it. And, you know, it's just like somebody just comes down and just grabs me and says, wake up. You need to continue fighting for what you have been born to do. So I want to thank you, the audience. I want to thank you for keeping me going. And we got another video I want to show. The title of it is Watch. This is what happens when the good guy has a gun. It's another example of an African American using the Second Amendment to defend himself and other American citizens. Let's go to it.
Now to the Good Samaritan who pulled his gun to stop a robbery in the middle of a crowded parking lot. Our Rex Russell is live with the story which was caught on camera. Rex?
Well, it certainly was. You know, this is what happens when people take a stand against crime. There was an attempted purse snatching in this parking lot. This store's surveillance cameras were functioning at the time, and those cameras also captured a Good Samaritan's act of courage. One moment she's about to head into the store, the next she's being pulled across the parking lot. In just seconds, a mom out with her 2 kids to go shopping becomes the victim of would-be purse snatchers.
It happened so fast, you know.
Brenda Vasquez manages the Family Dollar. The store's surveillance cameras captured it all.
While they're reversing, the lady's holding onto her purse still, chasing them all the way to the middle.
That's when a perfect stranger intervenes. You can see him there in the PT Cruiser at the top of the screen.
And that Good Samaritan came out and drew his weapon and scared them. And then that's when he pulled them out the car.
Someone snapped this picture of the man holding the 2 suspects at bay. A few minutes later, police arrived.
He's not the one.
Tomasita Medina used her cell phone to capture what happened next.
It was very crazy. It was a crazy day.
A day when a shopping trip would lead to an armed showdown with suspected thieves. Police arrested the male and female suspects. The man who first confronted them purchased some candy for his kids and then drove away.
She was thankful. She was just really scared. She was just thankful that she got her purse back and that everybody helped her. This guy, he's just something else. The way everything happened and how fast it happened and how his reactions to it, I mean, there's nothing really much I can say about that, but he's a hero.
Still no word on who that Good Samaritan is. Police also have not released the name of the victim, but I can tell you that no one was hurt out here and that both of those suspects were taken to the county jail. I'm live in Northeast Houston tonight. Rex Russell, KHOU 11.
Well, there you go. Good Samaritan of the day. Another great example that the mainstream media, especially the big mainstream media, will not show you. Only local news organizations will cover stories like this. But yeah, you will not see this on MSNBC. You will most likely not see this on ABC, or you will not see this on Fox News or CNN or any other the other mainstream media scumbag outlets who continuously lie to us on a daily basis. So if you live in New York City and you support the Second Amendment, you can give me a call at 212-245-7273 and get your opinion in there about the our God-given right, and maybe we should restore the Second Amendment here in New York City and tar and feather people like Mayor Bloomberg, who want to destroy our constitutional rights. I want to congratulate the governor of Georgia, who basically is trying to sign into law where guns should be anywhere and everywhere. Schools, churches, anywhere you want to bring a gun. The governor says you should have a gun because it is proven where there are more guns, there is less crime. Chicago just passed a law where you can have a concealed carry. And what happened? The murder rate dropped at an all-time low. What a wonderful thing. All right, we have a phone call. Let's get to the phone call. Sir, you are live and you are on the air.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, brother? What's on your mind?
Yeah, first of all, I got a question. What do you think about that scandal with the LA Clippers and everything?
I think it's a waste of media space. I do not even want to waste my breath on it because the guy's entitled to his First Amendment.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I don't agree with him, Steve. I do not agree with him, Steve. He is a racist, bigot scumbag. But it is his First Amendment and a big distraction to what's really going on, Steve. Let's talk about something
real. That's how they
real.
want to start.
Man,
that's how they distract and everything with the mainstream media. Instead of focusing on the other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Because remember, and I keep saying it, just because you listen to mainstream media, you are not getting the real news. That stuff is being documented, it's being controlled. And you want to get real news, you go to alternative outlets like this one or Alex Jones Infowars.
Yeah, there are plenty of websites out there, drudgereport.com.
And, you know, it's like Alex Jones said, you know, alternative news is blowing mainstream media out the roof.
Yes, we are becoming the real media.
Exactly,
it's fact.
Because what the mainstream media is doing is like orchestrating.
Yeah, they're liars.
Because remember, CNN is controlled news network. Fox is no good. Fly like a fox. CBS, Viacom, all controlled.
Yeah, they're owned, you know, by the same people. Rupert Murdoch, you know, the same
and then
globalist
guns
scum.
And stuff, they want to take guns off our hands and all that. That's attacking our Second Amendment right there. Because remember, everyone has a right to bear arms. It's all part of Gimel side.
I don't know, Steve. You sound like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that's what it is. But really, we're talking facts here. People think that we're conspiracy theorists. But you know what? Let them think what they want. But at the end of the day, it's going to bite them harder. See, remember, 2/3 of us are still asleep, and a lot of people don't understand what's going on. Look what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. See, that's starting World War III right there.
Yeah, just may, but, you know, we should just mind our own business. Russia should know better.
See,
it's all a setup.
You mess with Mother Russia. You can't mess with that country. Russia is one of those superpower countries you don't want to mess with. You mess with Russia, game over. Bottom line.
Yeah, maybe, but
that's the problem.
I think America and the globalists
knows the way it doesn't belong.
The globalist forces are just trying to set Russia
up.
That's all. Yeah, I tell you. All right, Steve.
Start a one more government.
You are the man, brother. Listen, I appreciate the call. I gotta let you go. All right.
All right, you take care, man.
You take care too, bro. All right, Steve hit it right on the head once again. Yeah, that whole thing in the Ukraine is just a big distraction. They're trying to set up Russia like Russia set us up in Vietnam, like we set them up in Afghanistan. We should be minding our own business. All right, let's get to the next article. Another article from Washington's blog. Supreme Court refuses to uphold the Constitution, allows indefinite detention. Yeah, basically they said the executive order that Obama signed into law on Christmas Eve while we were all drunk, which states that he can kill and lock up American citizens. The Supreme Court says, yeah, let's drone strike Anwar al-Awlaki, the CIA lackey, and his 16-year-old son, who were American citizens, and, you know, with no consequences. Yeah, we can now kill Americans. This is what I'm talking about, people. Today they're going to say, hey, these drones and the NDAA are for Al-Qaeda. But tomorrow they're going to be for you, the American people. okay? Because there is a resistance that is rising up in this country so fast, and we will hold their feet to the fire one day. These globalist evil bastards who have taken over and who are trying to destroy our United States Constitution. You will not succeed, okay? Because we will not be the ones to fire the first shot, okay? You will. And if you try to set us up, it's not going to work. We're going to win because we have God on our side. And the Pennsylvania Supreme Court rules cops no longer need warrants to search vehicles. Maybe they need to learn as well that the people have God on our side, their side. All right, Pennsylvania Supreme Court has ruled police officers in the Commonwealth are no longer required to obtain a warrant prior to searching a vehicle. What a violation, what a disgusting, gross violation of the Fourth Amendment. Our right to, not be searched. Meanwhile, HSBC demands to know how customers spend their money. Yes, these banks are becoming spies for the state. Who needs tax authorities keeping tabs on people when banks are increasingly taking a similar role? This is from Paul Joseph Watson, an HSBC customer who wrote to economist Martin Armstrong, related how the bank, which itself was culpable of acting as a conduit for drug kingpins and rogue nations in 2012, is now interrogating its account holders on how they earn and spend their money. So yes, HSBC can deal millions of dollars and launder millions of dollars in drug money, but they want to know where your money is going. Okay, so if you have an HSBC account, pull out. JP Morgan, pull out. Let's go to local credit unions. Support mom and pop banks. It's crazy, I tell you. All right, next article, also by Paul Joseph Watson. EMS worker tells mom, we're states of the agent during home inspection. After a concerned mother called 911 fearing her son was choking, the EMS worker proceeded to conduct an inspection of her house on the premise that she was homeschooled, telling the woman we're agents of the state. Another violation of our great Fourth Amendment. People think they can just come into your house and check on your kids as they wish, as they see, just because he's an EMS worker, just because she's homeschooling, probably homeschooling because she doesn't want her children to go through the Common Core curriculum. My kids are going through this Common Core curriculum right now, and they cry when they do their homework, literally. Like in this next article, Louis C.K. on Common Core. My kids used to love math. Now it makes them cry. Same here. Louis C.K., my kids cry as well. As a matter of fact, honey, if you're watching, which she's probably not, she's probably in the playground with the kids, but if you're watching, call me. I want to put one of my kids on the phone so that they can tell my audience how much they hate Common Core homework. It makes me cry. Literally, I cry when I help them do this retarded Common Core work where they think 2 + 2 = 5. Okay, so if you're a parent, you need to start going to the school, stand up in the PTA meeting and say, enough with this Common Core. We need to abolish it. It really is retarded. Common Core. We're going to do a special, and I'm going to bring in some of my kids' math books, these Go math books, to give you examples one day, to show you how ridiculous this Common Core curriculum is. It really is, it sickens me. All right, next article by Kurt Nimmo. Brzezinski calls for sending weapons to regime in Ukraine. Oh, just like they sent weapons to Al-Qaeda in Libya, just like they sent weapons to Al-Qaeda in Iraq, just like they sent weapons, Zbigniew Brzezinski basically created Al-Qaeda under the Carter administration, okay? Al-Qaeda... we created Al-Qaeda. It's all a hoax, okay? 9/11 was an inside job, like it states on my shirt. All right, we got a caller. Let's see what this caller has to say. Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, yeah, I want to make a comment. I'm going to echo what you just said about Common Core, man.
Go ahead, really quick, because we got a minute left.
We have a horrible school system.
Yes, we do.
You're supposed to see their schools and our kids are more educated, better overseas than over here.
Yes.
Because what they're doing, how you hire up in these papers and shit, you know, you can't barely read. That's how bad the system is. You know?
Yeah.
That's why they want to try to, like, you know, do all this hard stuff, throw everything at the kids and stuff, just to throw them off.
It brings up a great point, Steve. I also wanted to show this book. It's called The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America by Charlotte Iserby.
And it's all about politics. That's the problem.
They are deliberately dumbing our children down. They are deindustrializing our country so that we can fail and self-destruct. It needs to stop, brother. It needs to stop.
That's how they want. That's how they want to do it.
That's how they want it. They want to make it. They want to make us all stupid. Make Americans
like slaves,
seem stupid.
Man, mindless slaves. That's
the American sheeple. Most of us are slaves, and it's unfortunate.
Exactly.
I appreciate the call. I appreciate the call, brother.
All right.
All right, man. We're running out of time. God bless you, Steve. All right. Last few articles here. Why the White House is so desperate to bury Benghazi. Yeah. Because you got guys like, what's his name, Tosh Plumlee, who's a pilot who admitted flying weapons into Benghazi to Al-Qaeda so that they can kill our own U.S. ambassador, Ambassador Stevens, because maybe he was going to blow the whistle. You know, they're disappearing whistleblowers. They're killing whistleblowers. If you tell the truth about what's really going on, I mean, they're going to disappear you. All right, really quick. Company fires employee for tweeting that bigot Sterling had right to his own opinion. You don't even have free speech anymore. Gee, will I get fired from my job because I say this bigot scumbag Sterling has a First Amendment right? I don't know. But the Speaker of the House, Boner, moving on now really quick, to appoint select Benghazi committee. What a waste of time. Boner is a joke, people. Hit the outro music, track 1. Boner is a joke. The Democrats and the Republicans are conjoined evil twins. Boner is not going to do anything to help the Benghazi situation. It's all a joke. The real American people need to stand up, take charge, do your own research, and join me every week only on MNN.org. Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless America. God save the United States Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance. Have brought into this country with the assistance of our own Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, okay? And today I blame this man, Eric Holder. See, this man, Eric Holder, is a scumbag and a racist, and I do not care if he's America's top cop. When you are responsible for the deaths of thousands of people, I'm going to have to call you out. I mean, you're a scumbag. Like in this next article by Kit Daniels, it states, Holder's latest scandal, Department of Justice now pressuring banks to refuse. Oh, yes, I do not play. And with that, we'll get started with the real news. Today on the Live Free or Die edition, soon to be known as the Eli King Show, the starting article, or the top article on the list here is from Washington's blog. Polls. Most Americans are sick of the war on terror, the war on drugs, and all of the other failed U.S. wars. Yes. Basically, what this article talks about is, you know, the stuff that's going on in Ukraine, Syria, Iran, and elsewhere. Terror that we are not winning. Al-Qaeda has just retaken Iraq. They have retaken Fallujah. And the war on drugs, we're never going to win. We need to decriminalize drugs. Because big banks, as it states in this next article, also by Washington's blog, big banks started laundering massive sums of drug money in the 1980s, and they are still doing it today. You see, When you go out and you buy or you sell your drugs, and then the cops pull you over and lock you up for it, meanwhile the CIA shipped it in, and HSBC helped launder the drug money that the Sinaloa drug cartels. Good evening, my friends. We are live. It is Saturday, May 3rd. I am back, my friends. Thank you, and thank you for joining me. Oh, it's been a rough 2 weeks, I tell you, but we're getting through this, my friends, and I am back to fight for liberty, justice, in the American way. Oh, especially in Ukraine, where we should be absolutely minding our own business. We have more problems here in the homeland than to be worried about some Ukrainian country. Let Russia take it. I don't give a damn. They make me sick with all this distraction in the mainstream media, with the basketball coach saying racist comments. Who cares? I mean, the guy's entitled to be a racist. This is America. He has a First Amendment, even though he is a scumbag. You know, and who cares? You're just wasting airspace. I'm wasting airspace right now by talking about the scumbag. And Americans are sick of the war on drugs. They're sick of the war on